Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us in this chapter of the Java tutorial series. In this chapter, we're going to talk about Java typecasting and Java type conversions, two very important topics. So we'll first start with typecasting in Java, and then we'll also talk about converting data types from primitives to non-primitives and from non-primitives to primitive. So let's get on with Java typecasting. So I'm going to bring up Notepad++, and we're supposed to create a new directory in our Java codes directory. You can recall we created this directory in the C drive where we'll be storing our Java codes, and we will create a new directory just for this chapter, which we will call Java language fundamentals, and this is going to be Java language fundamentals 4. So we're saving our programs in this directory. Alright, so in order for us to do some typecasting examples, let's create a new class. Let's call this typecasting example 1. Then we will insert our main method, public static void main string args. So let's save this file as typecasting example 1, and we're going to save it inside the new directory we just created, which is Java language fundamentals 4. So I'm going to save this file as typecasting example 1.java. And now, in case you don't really know what typecasting is the process of converting a variable from one data type to another data type, or should I say converting one value from a variable of another data type into a value in a variable of another data type. And if you don't still understand what I'm saying, then pay attention and watch what I'm going to do. So let's say that we created a variable using the short data type, and let's call this variable a, and then we assign 64 to the short variable. And let's say before then we created a byte data type, and let's call this b, and then we assign, okay, let's just say we call this byte, we assign the value of 64 to the byte data type, and then the short, we simply assign the value of b to the short, right? So if we say system.out print line, and then we want to spit out the value of a, which is short, let's go over to the command prompt and compile and see what we have. So I'm gonna cd to the 05 Java language fundamentals 4, and here is the program we're about to compile, typecasting example 1.java. So we can compile that program, typecasting example 1.java, and no news is good news. So our program has compiled. Now let's run the program. So you can see we get what we expected. Just like in the source code, we assign 64 to the variable b, and we assign the variable b, the value of the variable b to the variable a, which is a short, and we print it out and we get 64 because 64 was stored in b. Simple and straightforward, right? However, what is strange here is that the variable b was defined to be a byte, However, we're assigning the value of a byte to a short. So that's what we call typecasting, because we are assigning a value of a variable from another data type to another data type. So here we can say this is simply typecasting. So that worked really well, right? However, let's create another example. So I'm just gonna copy this. Let's call this typecasting example 2, and let's do it the other way around. So I'm gonna save this as typecasting example 2.java, and okay, so this time around we're gonna declare a short. Let's declare a short to be equal to a short A to be equal to 64. Okay, and let's declare a byte B to be equal to the value of A. All right, now let's try to spit out the value of B and see what happens. Okay, so let's go over to the command prompt, and I'm gonna try to compile typecasting example 2.java, and I get a compilation error. The reason why we're having a compilation error, you can check out the error you can see at line 6. We had an error: incompatible types, possible lossy conversion from short to byte. So the problem is that we are trying to typecast a short into a byte, so that's why we're having the error. But you know, some people might be saying, what happened? It allowed us to convert typecasted byte into a short. What's the problem with doing it the other way around? So the answer to this question can be found in the Java API documentation. So let's the Java official Java tutorials, not the API documentation. So let's take a look at the official Java tutorials from Oracle's website. So I'm gonna open up the web browser Firefox, and we're gonna visit Oracle's website. And if you recall, in this website we had a menu where we were able to look for downloads. That was on the downloads. Then we went to Java SE. So under Java SE, the official Java tutorials was under this Java resources. So let's take a look at the tutorials. And then in the official Java tutorials, you can take a look at the learning the Java language, and from here we can go over to language basics, and from language basics we can take a look at variables, and from variables we can take a look at the primitive data types. So you can see here that a byte is an 8-bit sign to complement integer, and then a short is a 16-bit sign to complement integer. So the problem here is that since a byte takes in 8 bits, we can, pass in 8 bits into a 16-bit variable. However, trying to put in a 16-bit variable into an 8-bit variable is not possible, because as you can see, this variable is storing 16 bits of data, so we can't squeeze the whole 16 bits into an 8-bit variable. So that's why we were having this error that we're having over here in our typecasting example 2. So I'm gonna stop the video for now, and on the next video tutorial we're going to discuss more about the other way of typecasting, to see how we can fix this error and go ahead and be able to typecast a short into a byte. So I hope you found this informative, and thanks for viewing.